you have a block or a rolled up towel between your knees under your bottom, so you can sit on it and then have your heels out to the side, feet flat. And you might need, if you're not on carpet, you might need a towel today. So we're just going to stretch quads and hamstrings. So this is helping just open through the front of the knees. So just a relaxed position, but sitting tall. Close your eyes for a moment. Maybe while we're here, as you start to deepen your breath, set an intention for the day. It's like that thing, like when the first thought of the day is it's going to be a good one, so it's going to be a great day or something you want to achieve. And just think about that as you lengthen the breath. Okay, and then taking your hands back. So you want to try and get the palms down with the fingers pointing towards your toes. Press your knees down and scoop your tailbone. So tucking the tailbone under, the front of the thighs stretch. Draw your elbows towards you, bend them a little. So if you can stay with straight arms. If you can, you'll bend a little. That's opening through the fronts of the shoulders as well. Okay, then coming up, come off the block. We're going to come into pigeon, but this is different to how we normally do it. So normally we'd bring the knee right behind the wrist and bring the foot across and down and then slide the leg back. But today we're going to work into the outside of the hips. So you want to be on your hands and knees and then bringing, however you do it, the right knee is coming back from your wrist. Then take hold of the ankle and draw it forward. So you want to be able to have your shin parallel to the edge of your mat. So it feels really weird. So the knee is more back. So draw the foot and then hold on to your ankle or your heel. You'll take your left knee back a little. Level the hip. So you want to try and roll the left side of the hip down. It's quite intense through the hip, but we're holding on to the foot here to keep the knee safe. So it's angling through the hip. Use your core. You'll feel as you squeeze your glutes and lift up through the core muscles. Feel that hip activating it deeper. Okay. Then release the foot back. Other side. Again, drawing the foot so the shin is parallel. Hold on to the heel or the ankle. Take the right knee back a little. You can keep the toes tucked if that feels more stable, otherwise you can flatten the back foot. Drop the right hip. Try and level the hips. Keep the chest reaching forward. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze your core. And those of you in class last night, we were doing quite a bit of glute work, so this is a good stretch for that. Okay, leveling the knees. Now we're going to come up into down dog. Place your hands well, index finger forward. Bend your knees up on your toes, press through your palms, straight arms, lift your hips. And now we're going to feel into the hamstrings as you start to stay up on your toes, but take the thigh bones back, so starting to straighten the legs. Squeeze your core, lift your tailbone as high as you can. You're trying to draw your chest and armpits towards the mat. Relax your head and then start to take your heels down. So it doesn't matter if they don't reach the mat. Because in fact, if you were shorter in your dog, your heels might reach the mat, but that's actually not great for the pose. It's the spine we want to feel long, and now we're feeling into the hamstrings. So keep tipping the tailbone up. Use your breath. Just draw your attention to the back body. Okay, and then inhaling, look forward. Just walk your feet towards your hands. And coming up slowly. We can do two sun salutes for old time's sake. Standing in mountain, inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together. Exhale, float forward, tip the tailbone up, feel the hamstrings here. Muscles work in pairs, so you want to lift up through the kneecaps, feel the quads engage to help open the hamstrings. Relax your head. Inhale to halfway lift, palms pressing into the shins, extending forward, keep the tailbone lifting up. Exhale, bend your knees, feel the hamstrings release, palms down, step back. Come through chaturanga, so that's rolling forward, press up between your shoulder blades, squeeze the shins and thighs to the midline, tip forward, drop your knees if you need to, hug the elbows, lower to cobra or up dog. Squeezing the glutes here to press the pelvis down into the mat, press the tops of the feet down. And exhale, tuck your toes, see if you can come up in a straight line, so lift the knees here, activate the thighs and the core, hug the elbows in. Up into down dog. Take 3 breaths here. Paddle through the heels nice and slow, feeling the back of the legs. And then coming forward to halfway lift, lifting the chest up, extending the arms, looking forward. Exhale, fold. So you can bend your knees if you need to, if the hamstrings are tight. Otherwise, keep the hips lifting up. Squeeze the shins and the thighs to the midline. Relax your head. Inhale. Rising up, palms together, exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do a normal speed one. Inhale, hands up, exhale, float forward to the fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, roll into plank, pause in chaturanga, don't forget. And then you can flip the feet if you're coming into up dog or lower the hips to come into cobra. Exhale to down dog. Take 3 breaths. Think of the breath here, draw it in deep. Exhale deeply. Inhale, up on your toes, bend your knees, step, hop, jump forward to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up, palms together, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, so stepping back, we're going to lift the left knee, step the foot back wide. You're going to come into warrior 1. So the feet are hip distance apart, left toes are pointing slightly forward, sink through the right knee. So turning the hips to the front. If you're too tight through the back, it's too intense through the back calf, you can roll up onto the left toes, but warrior one is actually with the heel down. So it's much more intense through the back leg. And then you're going to lift your arms up, palms together, or James Bond fingers if you need help to straighten the arms. Sink through that right knee. Keep the hips leveling to the front of the mat. Look up at your hands. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. It's like a back bend, so as you lean back a little, really activate the core. Draw the rib points together, so don't collapse through the front of the chest, front of the ribs. And now exhale, keep the legs as they are. You're going to sweep the hands behind you, come into humble warrior. So draw the legs towards the midline, reach your chest on the inside of the front thigh. This is why you need your feet hip distance apart. You can clasp your hands behind you, bend the elbows, bring the hands to the small of your back, and then as you squeeze the elbows towards each other, reach the arms straight, relax the head. How's that front hamstring feeling? So really lifting up through the back thigh, and then inhale, look up, reach the chest forward. Coming up, release the hands. You're going to turn the feet as in warrior two, which back foot now parallel with the back of the mat. Sink through the right knee. Arms go wide, shoulders stacked above hips. Sink through that front knee. Really feel this opening through the hips. Side angle. So bringing the front forearm with the palm up onto the front thigh, left hand to your sacrum, or you can deepen the stretch if you want to come hand down to the block and then hug the knee in. Wherever you're at, you're now going to release the top hand, sweep it up and over, keep sinking through the right knee, and then screw the arm in so it's like the palm is facing down, and then roll the thumb up, look up under your armpit, roll the right rib cage across the front thigh. Inhale, look down. Exhale, step to the front of the mat and just come up slowly. Other side. So inhaling, lifting the right knee, step back into warrior one, feet hip distance apart, sink through the left knee. So back foot is pointing slightly forward, drive through the heel, feel that calf stretch. So you lift up through the thighs, sink through the left knee. Revolve the hips to the front, arms come up, palms together, and look up. Keep sinking the hips, draw the shoulder blades down your back. One more breath. And then as you exhale, sweep the hands behind, humble warrior. Clasp your hands, bring your fists to the small of your back. Lean the chest forward, squeeze the thighs to the midline. Relax your head, and then squeeze your elbows towards each other, straighten the arms. Keep bending through the left knee. And try not to settle onto the front thigh. Trying to bring head and shoulders. You can if you need to, if you need a prop, but it's stronger if you don't. And then inhale, reach the head forward, come up, side angle stretch. Oh, sorry, warrior two first. So now the front heel is in line with the instep of the back foot, nice and wide. Sink through the left knee. Arms go wide. So reach out through the fingertips. Feel this broadening across the collarbone. And then we're going to come into a side angle. So take your modification, front arm resting or block, or if you can, hand to the floor. And then sweep top hand over and then turn the thumb up like you're screwing the arm into the shoulder, looking up under. So as you sink the hips, roll the right side of the ribs open.
if you've got the arm in front of the foot or the inside of the foot, really press the knee and the shoulder towards each other. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, step to the front of the mat. Okay, we're going to check the time. Come down onto your knees. Tuck toes under, come up. So we did this one last night in class for glutes. So you'll, instead of, this looks like we're going into camel, which is a back bend, but we're not. So you want the body to go from the knees to go back straight. So we're not arching through the upper back. So bring your hands, cross your hands to the opposite shoulders. Squeeze your glutes, lift up through your pelvic floor. Look forward. Really press the hips forward and then lean back. 3, 2, 1, and then come upright. Go back again. 3, 2, 1, come forward. This time, flatten the feet. So this is hard, this is your glutes rather than your hamstrings. So if you feel cramping in the hamstrings, it's because you're not activating the glutes. So we're trying to isolate them. So this time you're going to flatten the feet, which makes it harder. So if you struggle before, then keep your toes tucked. Really draw the belly up and in. Raffles is having a dream. Okay, so glutes press forward, lift up through the chest, engage the core, lean back. 3, 2, 1, come forward. Once more. 3, 2, 1, come forward. And then we're going to come to sit. Roll, so we're going to keep the right leg straight, roll over to the side, bend your left leg behind you. With your thumb, hook the calf out to the side, so you can close that knee joint a little. And then lift the buttock of the right leg out, so you can sit more evenly, and you can internally rotate the right thigh, so the knee and toes are pointing up. Flex at the ankle so the straight leg is strong. If you need to, you can sit up on a cushion, but we're trying to, even in this position, to level the hips a little more. And then lift your chest, slide your hands down your thigh. So you want to keep lifting the chest, squeeze your core, draw it in, lift the pelvic floor. And wherever you find that's enough, that's fine. If you can, you'll take opposite hands. So rather than just grab the foot, you'll cross at the wrist. Lift the chest, relax the head, squeeze the core, fold in if you can, and you'll be drawing the right thigh bone up into the hip socket. How does that feel for a stretch? And if you're not reaching the foot, either you can just draw the toes back or just press the palms down into the mat, but keep the chest coming forward. Lead with the chest and then relax the chin down. Okay, walk your fingertips back up. Roll to the other side. Use the thumb to draw the calf muscle out to the side. Hook the upholstery straight in the front leg, so you'll feel that internal rotation. Flex at the ankle, press the back of the thigh down. Okay. Lift up. You can prop this left buttock if you feel you're just collapsing off to the side. Inhale, lift your chest, squeeze your pelvic floor, reach the chest forward, lead with your chest. Slide your hands along the mat. If you can, you're going to cross at the wrists and take the outer edges of the feet. Relax the head. Keep drawing the left thigh bone up into the hip. And trying to keep the hips reasonably level. Okay, and then release, come up, release that leg, lie back, thread the needle, so cross the right ankle across the left knee and then flex the foot. So to activate the right foot protects the knee. Then lift the left leg, thread the arms around, the hands around the left thigh. That part of the leg can just be relaxed. And then draw the knee in. If you're reasonably flexible, you can even hold on to the calf to deepen, but keep the right leg foot flexed, right foot flexed. And draw that in. If you can bring it in enough that you can use your elbow to press the right thigh out. And if you're really stiff and you feel like you can't even reach your thigh, it happens with all different bodies. You can use a strap, like a dressing gown cord or something, to draw the thigh towards you. Okay, release, left foot down. And then lift left foot up, cross ankle over right knee, flex the left ankle. Thread the needle, hold the back of the right thigh, and then draw the right thigh towards you. But feel how you're activating your core as well. So we should be feeling a nice release through the outer hip and the glute on the raised leg, but also press your lower back into the mat. So that's activation of core muscles. Relax your shoulders. So head and shoulders are on the mat. Okay, release. Hug your knees in, lift your head and shoulders, squeeze, and then start to rock. Use your core to rock up and down. See if you can come onto your shoulders. And then come to sit. Rest your hands in your lap or on your thighs. Press through your sitting bones, lift up through the chest. Spine is long, engage your core. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. Bring your palms together at your heart center. Lowering your head and opening your eyes. Namaste.